Let me piggyback you up off of my boy Bobby Dynamite. I was watching a video of his. You know, he gets intrigued in his videos, and I'm watching it, and cause he watched it. I think Honest Outlaw, which is a good channel. Good channel. He was watching an Honest Outlaw. Honest Outlaw had Glock. It was overrated. It's not innovative. Glock does not have to be innovative. I'm going with Bobby Valentine. It, it, it don't need to be innovative. I don't like how they always compare Glocks to everything else, because Glock is pretty much doing their own thing. Stop putting them in the loop with every gun. Springfield and improved. They got a nice new gun now. They got the modular trigger. Yada 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 yada. Sig needs to improve on the trigger. I know that much. Before you kill somebody. But Glock is what it is. You can take a Glock. Granted, this is not factory. You can take a Glock out the box, carry it for service, take it to the range, and get a 34 and win competitions with it. Do they have the best trigger? No. They ain't got the best. Can you shoot that? Yes, you can. Now, I'm a trigger snob. If you watch my videos, I'm a trigger snob. So, I'm going to try to get the shortest, lightest trigger possible, because that's who I am. Do I need it? No. It's just something I do. I like to fuck with guns. Glocks don't need to be touched. When I first got into Glocks, I was a Glock hater like most people, because the hood had them. You know, you hear the story. If you watch my channel, you heard the story. They didn't like Glocks. Everybody in the hood had them. You know, Glock this, Glock 40. You know, and Glock 40 was always something with a snot. And I didn't like them, so. But my friend said, you need to at least get a Glock 19. I got a Glock 19. I carried that Glock 19 for a year before I touched it. A year. Had no problems with it. Love that gun. I said, let me go down the rabbit hole and find out if I want to do something with that Glock 19. So, here I am now. I will always buy Glocks. I believe I am. Always buy Glocks, because I could do what the fuck. Excuse me, I'm not supposed to cuss anymore. I'm trying to. I could do with the gosh darn what I want with them. You know what I mean? It's, if you heard it a billion times, if crap hits the fan, you can find Glock parts everywhere. Everywhere. And here's a Gen 5 Glock 45. I got 2 pins in this thing. I get a malfunction, I need to do something. I got 2 pins. I can take this whole gun apart within 2 minutes, if that. Try to do that with the new guns with the amazing trigger. You ain't gonna do that with Walther PDP. You know, I love Walther PDPs. You ain't gonna do it. You're not gonna do amazing trigger. Yeah, I even changed the trigger in Walther PDP. So you know how I am about triggers. You're not gonna do that with a PDP. You're not gonna do that with a SIG. You're definitely not gonna do that with a Springfield. You're not gonna do a Glock. I'll pull apart. Say the connector broke. $25, get a new connector in there. It's parts in here so easy to get, easy to find, easy to fix. That's why I always would go with Glock. Angles are crazy. Now if I say, hey Glock, you need to get a PDP trigger and change this angle in here, guess what I got? Springfield Echelon. That's already done. I already got a Springfield Echelon. Pretty much a Glock 17. I got that. Here's a Glock. Again, I mean, so many parts after market barrel. Get the comp. I mean, everybody's coming up with aftermarkets now. But the Glock had, that's what, again, like Bobby Dynamite said, it's so many clones. And that clone Glock, because they were crap. You might get extra clones because, you know, the patent wore out. Or ran out, I should say, not wore out. Ran out. But the system worked. The system worked, and they knew it worked. So I said, oh, that's a good patent. Let me grab that patent and start building my gun. So many clones. Now here you guys are buying damn near $1,000 shadows. already done for you. If you start, you can build your own stuff. You can put the trigger in what you want. But guys probably don't do that. I am. Glocks to me are like ARs. I'm gonna put in there what I want to put in there. So many places you can get it milled. This is a Boogeyman Customs. That's basic, but that is sexy. Look at the red dot I sit down on there, nice and oh my goodness. Suppressor height sights, Overwatch trigger, Zev Technology magwell, which works. Overwatch base plates, which matches the trigger. Do you see me? Look at this thing. I could probably find, if I broke this, which probably, I can't imagine this ever breaking. If I broke this, there's probably, no exaggeration, 2,000 places I could buy that from. 2,000 places I could buy that from. 2,000 places I could buy them pins from. Hundreds for triggers. You get trigger shoe, or you get the whole connection, ghost connectors, frames. You buy frames, you buy slides, everything. Glock is doing something different. They're not changing up because it works. I don't think it was an argument. I'm just trying to tell the guy my opinion. It's actually on again Bobby Dynamite's video, and I just said, Glock don't need to innovate. He talked about, yes they do, they're crappy in this, and everybody buys the guns because they're Glock. They buy Glocks because they're new to the field, and they return them. So I'm guessing he's just using that terminology just wrong. They're reselling them. I don't know any companies. It might. I don't know everybody. I don't know too many gun shops return guns. They're like a car. You don't return a car. So I'm guessing he meant resell. So I asked him, I said, yeah, even you return it, you're going to get $200. A good place might give you $300. So now you're down $230, $250. Who does that? Who's going to do that? That's some stupid shit. Stupid crap right there. That's dumb. Whoever's doing that it's not. You took the L. If you don't like the gun, fine. Sell it to somebody that that likes Glocks. I'll buy them. Give me a good price. I give you $400 for them. As long as they ain't like a 26 or a 43. You know what I mean? I'll buy them. Or a 44. Yeah, Glocks make everything I like, but I like Glocks. I got the new Gen 520. 45s are my favorite. But again, Glocks are doing something different. So I'm arguing with this guy, debating with this guy. And I said, he says, the most returned gun. I said, yeah, it just sounded like that was coming out of his butt. So I said, yeah, that seemed like some made up stats, but okay. I don't see, I said, the only returns I've seen, I'm probably in a gun shop at least once a month. Only returns I see is police trade-ins. They trade the guns in, or somebody has a Gen 3 wants a Gen 4, or Gen 4 wants a Gen 5. I don't see too many used Glocks. I don't. AIM Sports probably, because they got a lot of trade-ins and everything. He said he works at a gun shop. So my thinking is, if you work at a gun shop, why you keep trying to push Glocks on people if you know they return them? So you sound like you pushing something people don't want. Stop pushing Glocks. And so I kind of digressed. I said, bro, he didn't have names. I'm assuming it's a bro. But I said, my opinion. I'm not speaking for nobody but me. I don't think they need to innovate. If they do, they come out something, the crazy trigger or the red dot system is the echelon deal, and that's still iffy because it's a new system. I like it, but it's still iffy. That didn't need plates or anything. It's fine. To come out with a trigger like a Canic or a Walter PDP, yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, but I'm not gonna stop buying Glocks again. I'm gonna put Overwatch in there. That's my favorite. I mean, it's probably some more stuff like Johnny Glocks are good, but they're a little extreme prices for me. But I put a couple of Johnny Glocks in there. They're good triggers. And it's more out there, you know, range proof. What else is out there? There's a lot of Glock triggers out there. And I mean, Apex is good. I just don't like the shoe. The shoe's just too thick. They had a little thinner shoe. I don't like that thick shoe in there. But again, the Apex is good, especially on the Smith and Wesson. Oh my goodness, beautiful. But again, I can do what I want with it, and rambling. But again, back to the guy. I'm like, why are you pushing Glocks to people? You know they return them, so that's on you. I mean, if you ain't capping, you know, you selling people guns you know they're gonna return. Why don't you talk them out? Hey, guy, you know, I don't think you're gonna really like this. Have you really thought about this? You know, I would sell it to you, but think about it, because you know, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna return it. Unless that's your business. You know, you sell it for $535, $545, some $619, some places. Guy returns it. You drop the maximum price, $300. That's how I've ever seen a return, $300. So you're profiting $250, $300. So if that's your business, I mean, wow, okay, that's crazy. But you know, I mean, if you're milking people like that, that's kind of messed up. But again, Glocks don't need to innovate. Again, I like this. I mean, I would change it up. Have the same. That's because I shoot everything else. Have the same shooting angle as most other guns. Put a Canic trigger in there. And that's probably all I do. I put a Canic Walter PDP trigger in there. It changes angle. If somebody told me, hey, I want to innovate a Glock, what would you do? And that, again, not like a Canic, the whole system, because it's got a lot of stuff going on in there. This minimalist trigger system is good, but if I can get it down, like their new performance trigger is good. I don't like the shoe. They come up with a better shoe. I like it, but the performance trigger is actually good. I got one in here, but I changed the shoe out, and I kept all the housing there, and then changed the shoe out because I don't like that shoe. That shoe just looks like you got a factory trigger in there, so I don't like that. So again, they don't need to innovate. Glock is doing something what they're doing. Stop comparing them with other guns, and stop. There's Glock killer, yada yada yada. You know, they're doing something. They're doing something totally different. They're in a field by themselves. They're doing something no other gun is doing. They're doing something different. They don't need to innovate. They got this system. It works. It's reliable. It runs forever. There's no need to change it because they need to change it. They don't need to have a I mean, I thought they come out with gens because, you know, they changed a little bit. Like, they just got smart, got rid of them damn grooves, some of the finger grooves. Yeah, 5. Went back to the 2 pins instead of 3 pins. Good. Now the MOS system as opposed to the ones that didn't have, because, you know, they're keeping up with times. They're giving us, but they're still giving us the minimalist thing. And my only complaint with Glocks, plastic mags. But like everybody tells me when I mention that, and it never sig out. If you don't know what sig out means, it won't rust. So yeah, it's not gonna rust out on you. I just don't like plastic mags. And you know, I don't like plastic mags. Got another argument with a guy. I said, yeah, they can make these 17 rounds, 15 rounds, like they did the 43, 48. Oh my goodness, you think I just said something crazy. Okay, I understand it's not going to be simple as plain as change a single stack to a double stack, easy peasy. So yeah, so pretty much they said, no, it'll never work. I said, you know they got 60 round AR magazines? Sorry, a double stack. And they make a 60 round now. Ooh, yeah. Win column. Same system. They already had a double stack. Now they got them in there. You got 60 round AR magazine. So you pretty much use the same system. Again, They got a science that can figure that out. How to widen this up a little bit, take all this plastic off, and widen this up and get a couple more rounds out of it, 3 more rounds out of it, whatever. But I guess people like the plastic rounds, and just like I started this video, they don't need to innovate. Why would they? It's working. It's still selling. You have to get Glocks on their own little terms. I mean, they're doing what they're doing, and I'm still a Glock fan. And again, since this before this 20, it's been a while since I bought a Glock. I bought a couple of knockoffs a couple years ago, but it's been a while since I bought Glocks. So I've been on the other guns because I got tons of Glocks, but I like Glocks. I run my Glocks, and I have bust some. What's the word I can use? It's not profanity. Bombosity. There it is. I've been busting some bombosities for my Glocks. And people thought they had some bad guns and HKs. They pay $800 for. Bust them up. Some SIGs that needs to be renovate them triggers. Ew, yeah. Get that trigger out of there, bro. Does it work? Again, SIG too. I mean, it works. I'm not a fan of that trigger. Not a fan of that trigger. Nope. All right. I'm out. Ramble on. Out.